Hey, what's up, guys? This is David Chase Taylor of 911truther.org. Today is February 5th, 2025. So based on breaking news and events, it appears the CIA headquarters located beneath CERN at Lake Geneva in Switzerland is going to neutralize one Donald J. Trump prior to the end of the Super Bowl on Sunday, February 9th of 2025. Exactly how Donald J. Trump will be neutralized is obviously not known, but the most likely scenario is an assassination event, an arrest, most likely via the Israeli Mossad, who are currently in Washington, D.C., along with Benjamin Netanyahu's security apparatus. He could suffer some sort of timely health-related event, or die in some sort of accident, possibly while traveling on Air Force One or Marine One or in the presidential motorcade. That being said, it's 100% certain that Donald J. Trump will no longer be president at the end of the Super Bowl on Sunday, February 9th. That means it's 100% certain that one J.D. Vance will be sworn in as President of the United States, the 48th President of the United States, when the Super Bowl ends, Super Bowl LIX, between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs in New Orleans, Louisiana on February 9th of 2025. So exactly how the CIA will neutralize Trump prior to the end of the Super Bowl is obviously not known. But let's look ahead to the date of February 6th. The number 26 equates to the letter Z in the English alphabet, which is an acronym for Zionism. As I previously mentioned, the Israeli Shin Bet and Mossad and IDF forces are in Washington, D.C. So obviously that's the political motivation behind the impending attack on Trump or assassination event. And coincidentally, the date of February 6th marks exactly 28,727 days since Trump was born in Queens, New York, back on June 14th of 1946. So the number 77 is what they call a CIA kill number. This is the 27 Club, 2 times 7, 77 of all the celebrities that have been murdered, like Hendricks, Morrison, Joplin. And then you have the London bombings on 9/11. That being said, it looks like the CIA has chosen February 7th, which is again 27 Club, London bombings of 9/11, which marks exactly 28,728 days since Trump was born. This is 28/7/28. This is called reflective numerology. So we have the number 22, which is the letter V, as well as the number 88, which is indicative of Switzerland. When you make two 8s together, it forms the Swiss cross. And then, of course, modern Switzerland was created on April 19th of 1848. And the number 88 has neo-Nazi numerology that is inherent to Zionism as well as Switzerland, which is the first Jewish state. So exactly what type of event is planned for Friday, February 2nd or 7th is obviously not known. But it appears that the CIA plans to stage an attack targeting Donald J. Trump during a live press conference with Carolyn Leavitt. This is the new press secretary. If you'll recall back during the George W. Bush administration, an Iraqi national took off his shoe and hurled it at George W. Bush, who was able to duck out of the way just prior to it hitting his face. So it appears that the Mossad that are in Washington, D.C., along with Benjamin Netanyahu's contingent, are going to throw some sort of a grenade or some sort of explosive device, and they plan on knocking out Trump and or his press secretary at the same time. The number 88 is also featured in the FBI raid targeting Donald J. Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate, which was executed on August 8th. That's 2/8 of 2022, and this number is 28/7/28, which has the number 22 as well as the number 88, which is reflected in the FBI raid. So there's a possibility that the CIA is going to stage some sort of a FBI, DHS, ATF, Secret Service, U.S. Marshal Service, or Postal Inspection, or IRS-based federal agent raid targeting Donald J. Trump on Friday morning. which also marks 914 days since the FBI raid back on August 8th, which I just mentioned. The number 914 is essentially I, and then in the Roman alphabet, 14 is the letter X, and this forms the Jewish Star of David. So some sort of an attack is highly likely on Friday. Looking forward to Saturday, February 8th, which is also 2/8, which has this Swiss neo-Nazi numerology. It marks 10,688 days since a Zionist Israeli terrorist assassinated Hasik Rabin in Israel. And again, this is reflecting numerology. It's 2/8 or 88, the date, and then 10,688 days since this assassination. So the CIA may assassinate Trump on the date of February 8th via a Zionist attack, or which was a mental illness Zionist-based attack on Hasik Rabin. So this may come in the form of a sniper-related attack. And then, of course, on Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday, Donald J. Trump is flying to New Orleans, Louisiana for the Super Bowl, LIX, as I mentioned, between the Chiefs and the Eagles, and he is going to be in attendance. So considering the cold weather that's across the United States, the CIA may assassinate Trump while en route to the game via his motorcade, while flying on Marine One or while flying on Air Force One. And there's also the possibility that they would stage some sort of an ambush attack targeting Trump's motorcade while en route to the game or leaving the game. That being said, it's highly likely that the CIA would assassinate Trump on this particular date. If you've been paying attention to the Trump administration since taking office on January 20th, he has signed, I think, roughly 200 executive orders. He's crisscrossed the country. He's held meetings with Benjamin Netanyahu and been in diplomatic relations with the president of president and prime ministers of many countries. So it's highly likely that Donald Trump is going to be eating French fries or a hot dog or a hamburger during the game, and they'll say that his heart gave out, possibly under the guise of exhaustion, stress, or some undiagnosed heart-related condition or some sort of medical-related event, and that he will die during the game, possibly live on camera. So this is basically what we're looking forward to in the next few days. So if Donald J. Trump survives the game, then there's a possibility that they would target his aircraft or his motorcade or Marine One, the helicopter, while returning to Washington, D.C. So, and I should add one thing. Trump may be attending the game in Louisiana from Mar-a-Lago Estate. And coincidentally, I don't have the date on me, but a few years ago, Trump was flying over New Orleans, Louisiana, and his plane suffered engine problems. And so this was because they knew that the Super Bowl was going to be here, and if Trump won the election, he would be there. So it's highly likely that Air Force One would suffer some sort of engine-related, some sort of malfunction. Obviously, this is going to be an energy weapon from a satellite that's going to seize the engines, or some sort of a missile, possibly from the Gulf of Mexico, which was just renamed the Gulf of America, possibly a Russian, Chinese, or Iranian surface-to-air missile targeting Air Force One. It's imperative to note that the impending assassination of Trump is most likely going to trigger World War III, because they will scapegoat a foreign nation such as Russia, China, Iran, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, or some Islamic terror group such as ISIS, Al-Qaeda, the Taliban, etc., and then that will be used to foment World War III. So and then if we go to Monday morning, which is it marks 917 days since the CIA staged the FBI raid. So there's a possibility that the CIA is going to stage some sort of a Monday morning while everybody's hungover from the football game, some sort of a raid targeting Trump on this particular date. So it's just really imperative to note that if something happens to Donald J. Trump, who was overwhelmingly voted into office for a third time, second officially, but a third time with almost 80 million votes, this is going to be on Switzerland and their CIAs. Make no mistake about it. This is a planned assassination, regardless of whether he dies in an accident or he dies of a health-related event. This is all planned. This is all being orchestrated because during the Super Bowl, they're going to have people like all the announcers, players on both teams, probably like Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and then celebrities in the stands, possibly such as Taylor Swift and other celebrities that are attending the game. They're going to have them basically endorse J.D. Vance. So they're going to use this charade of the Super Bowl to basically anoint the next president, and that we can all heal together in the aftermath of this demise of Donald J. Trump, which has been planned. So that's why it's the game. They're going to do it sometime before the game ends, because this is the last sporting event of the year. We don't have the NBA playoffs till June, and we don't have the Major League Baseball World Series till October. So this is basically the last major sporting event, and football is the single most watched event in the United States, and the Super Bowl is the single most watched television event in the world. And so they're going to use the death of Donald J. Trump to basically anoint his predecessor, which would be J.D. Vance. And so then all these celebrities like Chris or Kid Rock and Tucker Carlson and Dana White and all these Republican supporters of Trump will basically anoint J.D. Vance in the aftermath of this, and they're going to do this during the Super Bowl. So that's why I'm saying that if something is going to happen to him, it's going to happen to him before the end of the game or possibly the next morning. So anyways, obviously Trump needs our prayers, because the man is in extreme danger, and the things that he's doing is unprecedented. He's trying to basically rescue a sinking ship, which is the United States, and the CIA is hell-bent on stopping him from doing so, and so they will resort to some sort of an assassination event, some sort of a timely death event, some sort of an accident, or some sort of medical-related event which results in his death. And there's also, obviously, as I mentioned earlier, the chance of an arrest raid. So obviously, if anything happens to Donald J. Trump prior to the end of the game on February 9th, I kindly ask that you download this video and share it with local, state, and federal law enforcement officials, as well as with local, national, and international media outlets. Peace.